Hey guys, gbabbits here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at the in-session senior year playing cards by Danny Carey. Let's get right to it. Welcome. My name's Jeff Babbitts, and if you're new here, I'm a magician who likes to play with cards. Like I just mentioned, today we're going to look at the in-session senior year playing cards by Danny Carey. This deck is a celebration of high school graduation. It's the fourth in the line of the in-session playing cards family that started with the freshman year, then hit sophomore, and the previous deck that came out was junior year. And finally, we're saying bye to high school with this deck, also the final deck in the in-session line. Looking at the tuck, on the front and the back, we can see the graduation cap is the central theme. Well, I guess graduation in general is the central theme, but the element that ties it all together is the cap. On the back, and on the top of the tuck, we also have pencils and globes and that coveted A+. There's no sticker sealing this tuck, which I do love. If you've seen my other videos, I hate having to peel those or cut them. None here. It allows us to just look at that nice foil. Oh my gosh, look at how pretty this is. There we have the in-session little logo. You see it on all the other tucks and card elements. It's pretty cool. The back design is the same as the tuck, all of which, by the way, were designed by James G. Not sure what the G stands for, but James G. One thing to point out is unlike the junior year deck, this one is not marked. These are all the same all the way through, but look at that foiling, all that shiny. It's just so nice. Senior year was printed by THPCC on 300 gram art paper with a linen finish. The cards, they do feel light and they're really smooth. No doubt thanks to that foiling on the back as well though. One thing to call out with these in my hands, it feels really thin, almost like, you know, plastic or PVC. It has that kind of feel, but it is definitely paper and it's pretty nice. This is fairly well right out of the box. It's a little stiff, so I probably would need to break them in, but that's quite all right. Let's check out the faces though. We have identical jokers. These are designed like the podiums you'd see at a graduation speech. It's a nice little element tying it together, cool. Ooh, look at this. So the color of the red pips, and we'll go through just in a minute here, they're changed to gold. And then the blacks have black. This keeps the black and gold vibe that we get from the tuck and from the back of the cards really consistent, which is pretty cool. If we actually look nice and close, the font that's being used, this little script, it's like a nice cursive font, like you'd see in a graduation invite or something. That's a really nice touch. But if we look, there are some custom elements to the courts. They have little diplomas in their hands, graduation caps, that's pretty cool. The value cards, the suit cards themselves, they're not really customized other than the color and that little font. The aces, look at that, pretty ace. I always like in a normal deck, you have the ace of spades is really customized and the other aces are pretty standard, but I really love when they add just a little extra flair to those other aces as well. Not too much, but just a little. So this deck, if we scroll through that, it's a giant pencil. Go through real quick. You know, this is fairly standard. It is custom, but standard enough to be able to play with this deck. So you can do games, magic, cardistry even. So it's really cool to have custom decks that are standard enough to be noticed. I like this ace of spades. It has senior year, if this comes through, it says class of 2023 at the bottom. If we take a look actually, I didn't notice this back on the original courts, but look at how close to the edge that font goes. That's pretty close. And one thing I just noticed, this is a 54 card deck. That's 52 standard cards and the 2 jokers. So there are no ad cards or gaffs. Also, if you've noticed, the order the cards come in is interesting too. We have hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades, all in king to ace order. That is slightly different than what you'd find from a typical deck from USPCC or EPCC. For custom decks, though, the order can be anything you want, really. It's up to the designer, so I'm only mentioning it as a general observation. But yeah, there you have it, folks. This was a look at the in-session senior year playing cards by Danny Carey. I'm so glad that he stuck with it and relaunched the campaign because this deck is truly worth it. Like they say, third time's a charm, right? If you're itching to check out another deck, take a look at this one right here. As always, I'm gbabbits, and I'll catch you next time.